You are welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. I'm Cyrus, and this is toontumnetwork in Accra, Ghana. And in this episode, I want to bring you to speed with what's just happened in the UK in the past weeks that has had a direct impact on an agreement between the government of the UK and the government of Rwanda. But first, be kind to subscribe if you haven't, like, share, and leave a comment to support this channel. And let's get interactive. And for your information, ladies and gentlemen, I have started a live program on Africa on TikTok from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. GMT. That will be 8 to 9 in South Africa time and 7 to 8 in Nigeria. I think 9 to 10 in Kenya. So join me from Mondays to Friday every week. We talk about African politics, religion, business, and lifestyle. So follow me on TikTok at toontumnetwork. Catch you live tonight. So the UK has elected a new prime minister called Kier Starmer, who has immediately cancelled an immigration agreement signed between the UK and Rwanda under the leadership of former UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and President Paul Kagame of Rwanda. I remember I brought this to your attention some time ago in one of my episodes on how the British government had planned to discourage illegal immigration and asylum seekers who were coming in, particularly through the British Channel. Ladies and gentlemen, the British Channel is an extension of the Atlantic Ocean that separates the northern France from southern England and has now become one of the most accessible routes for people living in France to cross over to Britain for the purpose of asylum seeking. And so the former British leader wanted to solve this issue with the influx of these asylum seekers. And so he struck a deal with the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, to ship over all the successful asylum seekers who had legitimate reasons to flee their countries. They were to be shipped from the UK to Rwanda in a deal where the Rwandan government will be paid millions of pounds sterling, to build accommodations and infrastructure and also receive monies for their upkeep, to cater for their incoming numbers, because they were going to be large numbers, and to integrate them into the Rwandan society. The government of Rwanda had also arranged programs of orientation to facilitate their proper assimilation. This year, July, was supposed to be the shipment of the first batch of immigrants, and then the new government was constituted in the UK and has subsequently cancelled the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, bear in mind, millions of pounds has already been sent over to put up infrastructure for the coming numbers in Rwanda, in Kigali precisely. Now, this whole deal was passed into law by the UK Parliament on 23rd April of this year, and it's called the Safety of Rwanda Act. There were aspects of the deal that required Rwanda to return the already paid monies to the UK should the UK government perhaps decide not to follow through with the agreement. And here we are with a situation where a new government has taken over with a new approach. So my first question is this: is Rwanda indeed going to return the monies received in excess of £300 million, or will a new arrangement be constituted by this new prime minister? We wait to see. I'm only interested in this story because it touches more on the credibility of the government of Rwanda, specifically on Paul Kagame, even though he's so strict on its relationship with the Western world. Paul Kagame has been criticized for years by this same Western media for human rights violations and suppressing his opponents and all that. But one thing the whole world acknowledges, which is quite objective about his leadership skills, is in the transformation he has brought to Rwanda after the genocide. They recognize his sincerity in managing the country's resources, ladies and gentlemen, and improving the quality of lives of his people. Hence, the law was enacted in the first place. The question is, can the same thing be said about any African government today? When the news first broke out in 2022, it was a controversial one. To many Africans, especially those living in the diaspora, they had concerns of a neo-colonialism and human dumping, with people coming with unknown motives and many other similar concerns and factors. These were all legitimate concerns, in my opinion, and even other African leaders objected to this move by the government of Rwanda until the first tranche of monies were paid to Rwanda. and then at least 5 countries in Africa were interested in the same pack. The hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. You may have your personal take on whether it could have been a good or bad move for Rwanda or Africa in a whole, but the leadership standard Rwanda, led by Paul Kagame, has set is my focus and my reason for doing this episode. There are quite a number of times when I have conversations with people from all manner of countries in the world, and one thing stands out the same. Nobody trusts the African leaders. Nobody trusts their word. And this is including people from other African countries. African presidents particularly are seen as liars, first of all. Some are seen as thieves, selfish and clueless, to mention a few. Many times they don't live by what they say or campaigned on. But this particular president is different. I'm talking about Paul Kagame. There was a referendum conducted in 2015 in Rwanda. And I can understand if you think the whole system was skewed to make him continue to rule. I can totally understand. But the fact still remains that in the referendum, when the people of Rwanda were asked whether to keep Paul Kagame or replace him, the people voted massively, 98.79%, to maintain him. Now, that's a number you can hardly make an argument against, because the whole world knew where Rwanda was and how Rwanda is today under Paul Kagame. So in as much as there are cases or alleged cases of human rights abuse and suppression of his opponent, I will not be quick to jump on that bandwagon, because I've read and I've seen how the same political machination was used to oust the first president of Ghana, which has resulted in the continuous sink of our economy as a country. So what will be the next move for the new Prime Minister of the UK concerning the Safety of Rwanda Act? Will he restructure the agreement? Will he ask for the monies back? Will he leave it to the people of Rwanda as a grant? Or will he ask for something in return, which is quite typical of them? We wait to see, ladies and gentlemen, this coming weeks or months. And if you have enjoyed today's episode, be generous to subscribe. If you haven't, like, share, and leave a comment to help this channel grow. I'll come your way again very soon. And remember, tonight at 6 p.m. we are having TikTok Live. God bless you and have a wonderful week.